Alright, we are ready for our glute workout today. So we're going to start out by doing a jump rope. Getting my timer ready. Deep breath and here we go. Into our jump rope. Make sure you got your music playing. Starting to get your breath. Breathing down here. You can also just take the jump out. Go from side to side. Starting to deepen the breath. Keeping your neck engaged. Let's come into jumping jacks. Are you ready? Either way here. Starting to use our full body. We got to warm up our upper body to be able to hold those heavy weights for our glutes. Warm up our lower body to be able to do our exercises here, our lifting. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Awesome. Let's come into our lateral squats. So we're going to come lateral squat, side lunge, touch your toe. There we go. So we're going to come center, lateral. Let's do lateral this way. There we go. So we'll take that, we'll just come back to that lunge here. Keeping your chest up, sinking your hips down. Even if you're touching here, you're still up, right? Last one, let's come into our Y squat here. It's going to be like a sumo down at the bottom. So let's breathe down, twist, come back to center, come up. Breathe in, out, in, and up. Starting to get kind of mechanics, pressing down evenly into our feet. Awesome. Twisting from the base of your spine and not moving your hips. All right, last one, we're going to do a forward fold. So we're going to just bend down, twist. Twisting, so we have our right hand down, opening to the side, and down. Let's switch to the other side. Keeping even pressure into your hips, into your feet. So, we'll do 2 more on each side. Last one. Awesome. Let's bend the knees. You can heel toe it and roll it up here. Coming into our first move, our first block. We're going to do those good mornings. So pick up weights. I'm going to put the 2 weights here on my shoulders again to protect my neck. So you can either do 1 weight. Make sure that it's not on your neck, but right here. So it's resting on your shoulders. I'm going to use these big guys. All right. Are you ready? So we have our pressing down evenly here. Press down. We're going to hinge forward, so pull your core up and in. And we're just going to hinge forward. You ready? There's 1. We're just doing 10. So the weight should be more on your back. Pressing down into your feet right here. So pressing. We've got one more. Are you ready? 10. Awesome. You can set those aside. Grabbing your loop for your kickbacks. So I'm just putting it just above, like halfway in between, right at the bottom of my calves there. Then you're just going to press back. One leg at a time. We're doing 10. So pressing down into that standing leg, bringing your spine nice and long. Here we go. There's 1. Not allowing your hips to open. Keeping your core up and in even as your leg goes back. You're not allowing to, okay, keep it right there. It's just your glutes squeezing. Here's 8, 9, and 10. As you can see, my leg is not going very far back or high up. It's not about that. It's more about the engagement of your glute. So we're pressing down into our foot, coming up out of our hips here, leaning slightly forward. Here we go. 1. Again, keeping our hips still. You don't want to feel any crunching in your lower back. You still want to feel lengthening out of your hips. Here's 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Whew. Let's come on down for our spinal balance. So what we're going to do, we're going to hang on to our opposite, let me think here. We're going to hang on, nope. We're just going to do spinal balance. I'm trying to change it up and I'm losing my spot. Here we go. We're going to pull your core up and in. And you can keep your legs down, and then you'll bring in your knee and out. Or you're going to lean back, crunch it together. We'll do one side here. Not allowing your back to move or your hips. And switch sides. You ready? So we're doing 5 each side. Making sure that your core is the first thing to be pulling in. Last one. 5. Awesome. We're going to roll it up and we'll repeat that round again. If you need a drink of water, you certainly can. Our glutes have had a little bit of a break since we did core. So we're ready to go. So load them up at your shoulders, being careful not to hurt yourself here. So I really just have them resting on my shoulders here and on my back, like this. Like this is too hard, it's gonna roll off. So I just open it up to keep your shoulders down. As long as you're mindful to keep, you're not flaring out, you're up here. You ready? Pressing down, we hinge forward. There's 1. Slow and controlled. Stop right at the edge there where it stops you. I'm right here. Pull it up with your core. Squeezing your glutes. So we're squeezing all the way up. It's your glutes that are bringing you up, not your lower back. We have one more after this. Awesome. Remove those weights. I'm going to do them one at a time here. Woohoo! All right, coming into our loops. So we're just doing the loops this last time, and then our core, and then we'll repeat those good mornings. Are you ready? Here we go, pressing down into our front leg, rising up out of our hips. We're pressing back. My front leg is bent slightly. My core is pulling up and hugging in. Protecting your lower back. It's still pulling in even when you're pushing out with your leg. Here's 10. Coming to our next side. Here, I'll face forward this time. So we're pressing down. Here we go. We go 1. And you can always adjust where the loop is on you. If you're not feeling your glutes, then just move it. It's fine. Here's 9. 10. Awesome. Coming to that spinal balance again. So we're going to change it up a little bit. This is what I was trying to do, guys. So you're going to hold your knee, your elbow to your knee, and switching to the other side here, just the same side. All right, you ready? So I'll start with my left leg, my left elbow. So we're gonna lift out, crunch in, holding that contraction. Again, you can always just do the toe tap if you're feeling your abs. I'm sorry, we're out. Here we go. If you're feeling your core disengaging. All right, I think we were even on both sides. Okay, so we're gonna do those good mornings one more time before we move on to our Sumo Deadlifts. So grabbing those heavy weights, whatever heavy weight you have, and making it work for you. So again, I have it just resting down my back. So we're gonna press down. Here we go, come into the camera here. So we're gonna press down into our legs evenly, pulling up, and we just stick our booty back. Pulling your core up and in. So you should be coming to a flat back. Last one here. Awesome. You can keep those same weights. You can go a little heavier. We're coming into our Sumo Deadlift. Since this is a slightly different movement, we can keep going. So we're going to have our legs externally rotated, our weights in front of us. And we're going to go hinge down and up. Down, keeping your back flat. Shoulders backing down. Don't let them swing. So squeezing the inner glutes there. So what I mean by that is you are squeezing the outside glutes, yes, but also right by your sacrum. You're squeezing those together. Okay, your cheeks. We're gonna do our side leg lifts. All right, so we're just lifting straight out. You ready? So we go 1, core up and in. If you need a wall, that's okay, or a chair. Lifting and lowering. And if you lose your balance, that's okay. So we're pressing down, finding our balance, pulling up and in. 1. Keeping our hips facing forward here. Standing tall out of that leg. 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. We're going to grab those. I'm going to grab a light weight. We're going to do those toe touches. You do not have to use a weight. This is just if you want a little bit more. So we're on our backs, pressing our feet up. So we have our back flap pulling up, rib cage down. If you can straighten your legs, do that. If you cannot, just keep them bent. That's fine. And we're going to try and lift that weight over our toes. So we go up towards the ceiling and kind of crunching. You ready? Keeping your core where it is. Kind of going one vertebrae at a time. Here's 10. Whew. Awesome. Whew. We're coming into our second round. Whew. You can grab a drink. We're going to keep it moving. So I'll come towards you this time. So I have, the sumo position is out here, so it's a little closer, but you're still out. You're externally rotated. Pressing down evenly, up, here we go, we hinge, down, shoulders back and down, keeping your rib cage in line, don't let it flare, or let your back arch. Awesome. We're going to come into those leg lifts to the side. Lateral leg lifts. Are you ready? So we're pressing down into our left leg. Pulling up with our core. Here we go. 1, 2. Putting your hands wherever you feel like you need. Wherever. As long as you're not slingshotting your leg back down. Let it lower. Keeping your sit bones down towards your heel or the back of your knee. Awesome. Other side. Here we go. Alright, coming into that last round of the core here. So choosing your weight if you'd like, or if not, you can also just crunch with your knees. That would work too. So it's like you're pressing your feet up against the wall, or the ceiling, I mean, pulling your core up and in, rib cage down. Still breathing. Your belly button is the first to come in and up. Woo. Okay, we got one more round, one more thing of our Sumo Deadlifts. You ready? Take a second if you are a little lightheaded. No rush. So we're pressing down into our feet, not our hands. Externally rotating them. Core up and in. Shoulders back and down. So we hinge. The weights stay close to our body. Here's 2. Back up so you can see here. Keeping that neutral spine. And right here, don't jump up. Allow your glutes to squeeze you up. We like to use momentum. We're trying to get the muscles to work. One more. Awesome. Woo! We're going to come into our weighted bridge. So I'm going to grab another drink before I head down. Whew. So grab heavy weights again. Even if they're just heavy for you, it doesn't matter what it is compared to me. We are on different paths right now. Okay, so we have our feet about hip width apart. Our knees are going forward, so as if you had a block in between them. Pulling your core up and in. And we're going to press up, squeeze with our glutes, back down. Do not lose the engagement of your core. So if you need to adjust your feet, make sure that they are not splaying out. Here's 9, 10. You should start feeling it about 10. So what I mean by not losing your core, so you're pulling your core up and then you're up here, and you're going down like here. You're still engaging your glutes, and you have your core engaged. This would be losing your core, and then pressing up and back down. You want to keep that engagement the whole way, up and down. All right, we're coming into our fire hydrant circles. So right above the knees, we're going to go out first. So we're going to go out, in, back, out. Okay. You ready? Making sure I'm not going to hit any weight. All right, so press down evenly, pull your core up and in, lengthen your neck, and we go back, out, in, back, out, in. Keeping the rest of your body still. So do not open up your hips. Pulling your core up and in. Pressing evenly into your hands. Here's 9, 10. Let's switch to the other side here. Whew. Pressing down again, pulling up your core. We go back and out. Lengthening your neck. A lot of times we like to get turtleneck here. Here's 5, Here's 10. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is come into our side plank. We're going to do a knee crunch, keeping our leg lifted. We'll get our side booty still a little bit more. Move my weight here out of the way. So I'm going to be on my elbow, again, keeping it underneath of our shoulders. Here we are, I have my knee bent. So we're going to come up from here. We're going to float this leg, leave it there. We're going to crunch, kind of like we did with that spinal balance. Don't open up like this. You want to stay facing forward. There's 4. Pressing into our elbow, our forearm. So feeling like you're getting punched in the stomach, so it's going up and in. 10. Awesome. Let's do our other side here. So we're pressing down into our forearm, opening out, stacked here, float that leg, crunch. And here's 10. Whew, awesome. So there's round 1. We're going to come back to those weighted bridges. You can grab a drink if you need. Whew. Bring your weights with you as you roll down. Place them on top of basically your hips or just below them. I like to have them on the very top of my thigh so it's not hurting my hip joint. Alright, so I've got my feet planted, my knees going forward so the inner thighs are slightly engaged, core up and in, and we press up, keep the core engaged the whole time. 2. I had to adjust my stance. If you need to do that, do so. So you're basically just rolling up to almost the top of the shoulder blades. Here's 9. You should feel no pressure in your neck. 10. All right. Coming into those fire hydrant circles. So this time we're going to go in and then out, back, and then up and in. We're just reversing the circle. All right. So pressing down into our tabletop, pressing down, pulling up and in. We go in, out, back, in, out, back. Not allowing yourself to crunch here in your upper back. Keep it lengthened out. Awesome. Let's do the other side. Again, pressing into our hands evenly. We have our balance, pulling up with the core, in, out, back. Even pressure in your hands. Core up and in. And 10. Woo! All right, coming into the side plank crunches. All right. So pressing down with our leg here. Our arm. Here we go. Pulling in, out, keeping your hips facing forward. Breathing. Nine, 10. Awesome. Switch sides. Whew, my glutes are on fire. Pressing down in our forearm, coming up again, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Here we go. 1, 1 here. Awesome. We have one more round of our weighted bridges here. Here's that hair. It was stuck to me. Alright, and then we will take a break before we get into our split squats. So we're rolling down, setting our weights on our hips, pulling up our core, not with pressing down on our legs, pulling our core up and in. Here we go. Sometimes our glutes or our hip flexors take over for our core. So we just have to be mindful. Here's 9, 10. Woo! All right. So we're coming into our split squats. So take a second. To breathe. This is our last round, so we're just doing 2 rounds because of it being single leg. So, alright, so our split squat stance. We have it like a squat. We're just stepping it back and going down. So, I'll go this way first. Alright, so we're coming up, back and down. We're going to step back. Alright, so we sink down and up. All of our weight is in that front here. Pulling our core up and in so that you feel your glutes. There was 10. Let's switch to the other side. So we have pressing down, core down here. Here we go, step back, and we go down and up. Again, pull your core up and in. So that kind of feels like you're going to sit back to tie your shoe. Okay. Whew. Bringing, let's see here, around our left ankle, the right arch. There you go. Couldn't think of the word. So we're going to come down onto our forearms. Pressing down, pulling up with our core. We're going to press up and out. You ready? So we go out. There's 1, 2. Don't let your back arch or sink. If you blow hard enough on the ground, you get a nice breeze. There we go. Let's switch sides. Putting it around your right ankle to your left arch. Whew. You ready? Whew. Again, pressing down into our forearms, pulling up with our core, and we press up. Straight back, not at an angle, keeping your hips straight down and not sinking into your knee. Last one here. Woo! All right. So last week we added loops and a weight to our scissor crunches. I'm just going to do a loop this week because I felt like I was falling over, but feel free to use that weight. I'm going to put my loops around the arches. I'm going to pull up with my core. We're crunched up. Are you ready? So I'm going to bring my left knee in. Here we go. You can also take the loop out. You can do toe touches. Two more. Awesome. Just one more round here. Whew. Coming into our split squats. They are similar to lunges, except that you're keeping your tailbone straight down. You ready? And not taking quite as big of a stance back. Whew. So we're here, and we go down. Coming to our other side. Here we go. You ready? Again, pulling your core up and in, tailbone towards your back foot. The ground, I should say. And 10. Whew. All right. Grabbing your bands, loops around our left ankle, right arch. Coming into our tabletop, coming down to our shoulders or elbows, pulling up and in. Here we go. Not allowing your body to twist open. Feeling even pressure in both arms. Length in your neck. Your core up and in, not sinking. Here's 10. Woo! Coming to our other side. Almost there, guys. Woo! Coming into our other side here. Pressing evenly down, pulling up and in. Here we go. Up. Here's 3, 4, 5, Here's 9, 10. Woo! All right. Coming into those scissor crunches. Again, you can do it without the loops. So you would just be here, going low, shortening the lever there. You can do it with the loops, and you can even have your weight up going towards the opposite side. I'm going to choose the mid-range here. So I'm going to pull my core up and in, rib cage down. I want to go towards the right here. Here's 9, whew, 10. Awesome. Let's just bring our head back. We'll come into reclined butterfly pose, or cobbler's pose, they say. Reclined. Opening up our hips. If this is too intense, just put some yoga blocks or something underneath. Awesome. Let's bring our feet in. Let's bring our right leg in. You can keep that other knee bent. I'm just going to straighten up. You can leave this knee bent. Flexing your foot. Pointing. Flexing. Again, not feeling like you're hunched. You feel like an ease of movement here, like it's just natural to just grab your leg. Awesome. Let's bring it to our left knee. You can even kind of find some easy movement here. Awesome. Let's bring our right leg down. We'll press our left leg up, flexing and pointing. Again, you still want to find it like you're not gripping, but just like an easy movement here. You still want length in your spine, so you don't want to be crunched here. Awesome. Bringing it over to our right side. You can find some gentle swaying here. Awesome. Woohoo! You guys did great. Make sure you keep stretching if you need a little bit more. Have a great day.